Hi there, Jamie Cunningham with SalesUp TV. Have you ever had the situation where you've created a great plan, you're all excited about what you're going to set out and achieve, got some audacious goals that really energize you, and it starts really well for a week, 2 weeks, even a month, but then it starts to lose a bit of traction. And other priorities come in, or there's a new idea that comes in that sounds more interesting than the one you had a month ago, and invariably things fall off the rails. Look, it happens to the best of us. And the strategy that you've got, or the tool that you've got in your toolbox to mitigate that lack of momentum, is to create a meeting rhythm. Now, when I say the word meeting, most people sort of think, oh God, we don't need more meetings, or there's association out there that meetings are bad and a waste of time. And look, in a lot of cases they can be. But meetings can be extremely effective, and I'll go as far as saying they're absolutely critical to maintaining this thing that I'm referring to called momentum. So when you create your 90-day plan, and if you haven't got a 90-day plan, that's your starting point. There's resources on our website, www.salesup.com.au, to get a template and process for creating a 90-day plan. But once you've got your plan, you then need to develop a meeting rhythm around it to keep checking in on it and making sure we're making forward progress. The way we do it in our business is we've got a standing agenda for the quarter. We've got a standing agenda for the first, second, third, and fourth week of the month, for the first, second, and third month of the quarter. So there are certain things that need to be checked in on at certain times of the quarter. And so we've got a standing agenda to make sure we check in on those things. We also check in on some of those things are checking on financials, checking in on the metrics around our marketing, checking in on our sales conversion rates, the customer experience, different things that we measure and monitor in our business, we check on at different times. And of course, it depends what's on your 90-day plan. You're going to have certain priorities, certain people allocated to those, certain time frames that you expect those to be done by. And the meeting rhythm is about checking in, making sure we're on track, what needs to change, what has changed since we made the plan that we didn't account for, and generally keeps momentum alive. The mistake happens when you think, oh, you know what, we see each other all the time, we don't really need to have a set meeting, we're always talking about this stuff. You rarely get into critical levels of thinking or conversation that's required to create true momentum when you're catching each other in the hallway or when you're connecting on a task. There's also, probably more than a couple of you, and the way that you communicate and get centered around these core priorities just shows how important those priorities are, and that you're giving them the time they deserve. If you're not dedicating time to checking on the priorities and making sure those priorities are moving forward, it sort of speaks to how important you feel those priorities are. So look, there it is. Create your meeting rhythm to keep your 90-day plan alive, and I'm sure you'll see some great results from it. It's Jamie Cunningham with SalesUp TV. Check me out.